There's trouble in the boardroom. New York's Attorney General is suing Donald Trump for $40 million, accusing him of scamming people who spent tens of thousands of dollars on his for-profit investment school, Trump University. Mr. Trump was featured on ads for the school, promising success in business and an introductory video. He said he would handpick all of the instructors.
Honestly, if you don't learn from them, if you don't learn from me, if you don't learn from the people that we're going to be putting forward, and these are all people that are handpicked by me, then you're just not going to make it in terms of the world of success.
But the Attorney General's office says that claim and many others are just not true. The lawsuit says not a single instructor was handpicked by Donald Trump. Instructors encourage students to request increases on the borrowing limits of their credit cards so they could afford more expensive classes. If students didn't purchase the more expensive programs, they were ignored. And students often ended up worse off financially than they had been before. The Donald is denying the charges, claiming the lawsuit is politically motivated, and the vast majority of his students were satisfied. But looks like Trump has bigger problems than picking his next apprentice. Joining me now is the man behind the lawsuit, New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. Mr. Attorney General, first of all, thanks for being here tonight.
Glad to be here, Rev.
Now, this lawsuit comes after an investigation that started in 2011. How did your office find out about these issues?
Well, we started an investigation of for-profit colleges generally because and we, in fact, settled with one for-profit school that was distorting the job placement numbers that it provided to induce students to enroll last week for $10 million. We came across Trump University and realized that it was a scam from top to bottom, starting with the fact that it wasn't a university, never registered with the New York State Department of Ed. The State Department of Ed had called them on it, and they gave them one lie after another. We're shutting down our operations in New York. We're merging into a Delaware company. All false. And then as we dug into it further, we discovered that all of the promotional materials were false, that we've got the president, former president of Trump U, to testify to us that Donald never picked one of the instructors, that he never met any but maybe one of the instructors. The people who thought they were going to this program to see him, and he was saying on that video you just ran, oh, you're going to learn from me, they ended up having their pictures taken next to a life-size poster of Trump to make it look like they'd met him.
So Trump never got personally involved, but he was behind this whole school idea?
He was behind it. He was the chief pitchman. And it turned out to be a classic bait and switch. People were invited to a free seminar. At the free seminar, they were pitched that they had to take this 3-day, $1,500 seminar. And we've gotten what they call their playbook, their instructions to teachers of these programs. And they were directed to spend all their time getting the students to enroll in more and more expensive programs. We have people who ended up having to move out of their houses, going way into debt. And as you noted, one of the most despicable things about this is that their teachers were directed to tell students that if you want to make it in real estate, you got to have more credit. So call all your credit card companies and get bigger lines of credit. And then they got them to use that extra credit to buy these what they called elite programs that were $10,000, $25,000, or even $35,000. All the money went to Trump U. These people came away with nothing useful. No handpicked instructors, no insider secrets. They said they were going to give them a list of hard money investors so they'd never have to go to a bank. What they gave them was a Xerox copy of a list out of a magazine. This was a scam from top to bottom, and we're going after a variety of schools and investigating them. Mr. Trump seems to think because he's a famous guy, he's above the law. Not in New York, he's not, so he's going to have to face justice.
Now, the lawsuit also lays out a playbook that Trump University instructors were supposed to follow. As you just said, Trump has responded to the lawsuit with this website claiming 98% of students were satisfied.
Yeah, this issue actually was addressed. This is not me talking, but it was addressed by the Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, the federal court out in the West Coast. A woman who had filled out a questionnaire. They had people fill these questionnaires out in front of the teachers at the end of a motivational speech at the seminar. And actually, we have records of them berating students to give them higher ratings. So the Ninth Circuit, in considering this claim that Trump was asserting there, said Victims of fraud often praise their victimizers until the moment they realize their money is gone, and compared this to Bernie Madoff. His customers all praised him because they thought they were getting such great returns till they realized it was a scam. Same thing with Donald Trump.
Now, in your lawsuit, it says, quote, mentors compel students to complete the non-anonymous evaluations in their presence, filled out the forms themselves, or pressured students into giving higher scores. Is that how you get 98% approval rating?
I guess so. We don't even know if the 98% number is true, but we've gotten dozens of complaints, came to our office, came to Better Business Bureaus. Now that we filed the lawsuit, we're getting complaints from other states. A lot of people are upset about this. As I said, there's a class action suit in California by disgruntled students. People were not happy. Once they realized they hadn't gotten anything, once they got out and discovered that the mentorship program they thought they were buying was useless and that people wouldn't return their calls, there are very few people who I think that Trump is going to be able to bring forward who are going to say they really got a great buy when they invested in a phony university with a phony curriculum, with phony instructors, and a life-size poster of Trump so they could pretend they met him.
Now, how serious is this for Trump, and are you afraid to take him on?
Well, obviously not. I mean, the strange thing about it is that he decided he wants to fight this out in the press, which I don't know. I'm sure his lawyers would not advise him to be doing this, and that's why we're responding. But I'm not afraid to take him on. Yeah, I mean, you've known me for a long time, Rev. This is not the kind of thing that I shy away from. In fact, it's important to send a message that no matter how powerful you are, no matter how famous you are, there's one set of rules for everyone.
Very interesting. New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, thank you for your time tonight.